In this lecture, we're going to take a look at the ultimate guide to picking cryptocurrencies in today's market. We're going to look at 3 simple steps, look at a special board, do some coin research, and then we'll wrap up with a few final thoughts. But first, for the legal requirements, please read, agree to, and then proceed with the video. So what are the 3 steps of picking a winning cryptocurrency in today's market? Step 1 is to get a monkey. Step 2 is to get 3 darts. Step 3 is to get a dartboard. Obviously, I'm joking here, but this really brings up a very important point. If we take a look at a typical dartboard, there's actually 82 possible sections that you could throw a dart into. We're going to adjust this dartboard slightly to actually have 100 sections. And out of those 100 possible sections, currently you'll see 8 of them marked in red. Those are, if we were to have the top 100 cryptocurrencies that are listed, 8 of them are losers and 92 are winners right now. And we'll go to that website in just a second. But I just want you to understand and see currently in the market, you're looking at very, very few currencies in the top 100 that are current losers. But what we really want to do is we want to look at, let's say, distribution being everything equal. On a dartboard, all the shapes of pies are a little bit different. So if you actually were to throw darts at a dartboard, the areas would affect it differently. So our dartboard really needs to be a square. And here we see a square with 8 losers, 92 winners. And then if we group them all together, we basically see a quick visual of the current cryptocurrency market based on return of those coins over a 90-day period. So enough monkey business. Let's take a look at a site called Coin Checkup. Many of you are familiar with this. Those of you that are not, I highly recommend you take a look at this website in order to research coins that you're interested in. What we're looking at here, when I referred to out of the top 100, we're looking at the 90-day results of how these coins have performed over the past 90 days. And if we go down here, the 8 that I'm referring to are obviously shown here in red. In green, obviously, is everything that's positive, and the more green that it is, obviously the higher percentage, such as this one, DentaCoin, is up 1,108% over the past 90 days. So if we go down here really to the first, let's say, 100 coins, that's approximately what we're looking at, is about 8 to 9 losers out of the 100. Some of them are not listed because the coins are new and they did not exist 90 days ago. But many individuals, when they start looking and getting involved in cryptocurrencies, first they're introduced to cryptocurrencies through Bitcoin. And then they start learning about all the altcoins. And this all starts becoming very, very confusing for most individuals into this space. So I just want people to really get a grasp of what's technically happening here. In the short term, we've gone through some, certainly at the end of 2017, with the run-up. I personally believe it was a manufactured run-up of the price of Bitcoin based on the CME futures, and that was a fabricated inflation of the coin and subsequent drop-off to where we are now, hovering around 10,000. But what's happening is that in the short term, many individuals in cryptocurrency tend to panic. And I just want to maybe elate some of those fears with individuals that if you go windows of 90 days or longer, then most of the cryptocurrency currencies listed, certainly in the top 100, are all doing substantially well. I created in order to see how well they are doing, created a quick spreadsheet based on, if you look in this first column here, these are basically, they're all percentages, but they basically are the percentages either, excuse me, an increase or a decrease percentage in 90 days. So if we were to basically go to the bottom and we were to sum these percentages, and then we have 100 currencies shown here, we simply divide that by 100. So that 90 day, if you were to actually go in and purchase all 100 top cryptocurrencies, whatever your investment was to be, and you were to spread that out over all 100, you would realize a 457% increase over the past 90 days. Now, certainly that's a far cry, that's a far different scenario than typically what you're hearing in the media, looking at the price of Bitcoin or the price of cryptocurrencies and altcoins in the short term. But over 90 days, over 3 months, 457% increase across the top 100 is definitely a bull trend, regardless of what specifically happens, let's say, to Bitcoin. But what I've also done in this chart is I've said, like this coin right here, 1,360% increase over the past 90 days. What I've done is I've taken all of those out. I've taken them out because they inadvertently skew these numbers relatively high. In other words, how many individuals are actually going to purchase all top 100 cryptocurrencies in order to realize over the past 90 days 457% increase. Very, very few individuals. Most people are looking for a specific cryptocurrency to get into, 1, 2, or 3, let's say. So what I've done is I've taken all those out to skew the numbers down. And what happens is if you were to do that and you were to take out all of the currencies that were, let's say, over 1,000%, some of these here is 1,150, 5,378% over the past 90 days. I've removed those. You go back down here, you sum that whole list, divide it by 100. Now you're looking at 165%. The purpose of this is to basically say, if you were to again envision the dartboard as having 8 losers, 92 winners, or somewhere in that approximate range over the next 90 days, even if you were to pick 2 or 3 or 4 coins over the next 90 days, and that's entirely up to you, depending on what you would like to invest in. But you should feel fairly confident that those coins are going to do well, they're going to perform well over the next 90 days and beyond. If we look back here at Bitcoin, and we actually, what's nice about this site is there's so much data and so much information to take a look at. So if we look over here, over the past 90 days, Bitcoin has been up 16%. That's a phenomenal return based when you put that up against legacy financial instruments. But take a look at what Bitcoin has done over the past 200 days. It's performed obviously very well. In other words, the further out that we go, the better we perform, which brings up a very, very important point for those individuals that are getting into cryptocurrency market. And that is, the longer that you are involved and invested in it, the better your returns are going to look. If we take a look at the history here of Bitcoin, from this cumulative return here is from the inception of Bitcoin, it has been up 7,400%. This is why, up against legacy financial instruments such as the stock market, it is performing very well and receiving, obviously, an awful lot of attention. Few more things here about the research. On Coin Checkup, this really is a phenomenal website that really it starts rating the performance, activity, whether there's social media on all the coins and how active the community is on those specific coins. So when you start looking at coins to get involved in, this is really a phenomenal tool to take a look at. So I just wanted to leave you with just, a few final thoughts, is that long-term outlook on cryptocurrencies is, I believe, a great place to take a look at as far as investing is concerned. Because right now, cryptocurrencies, we're still in such an infancy stage. But what we have learned over the past year, certainly, is that banks, financial institutions, businesses with all of the ICOs, people fully understand the underlying and underpinning technology of different blockchains and the usefulness of them in solving many problems, in streamlining the operations in many companies, in removing the friction in the financial industry. So much of this is we're just at the beginning stages. So if you look at these currencies over a long period of time, when more capital continues to come into the cryptocurrency market, all of these returns will continue to get better and better and better. Prices certainly will rise because of the infusion of that capital based on these coins and this technology solving a lot of problems. So again, what I just wanted to have you visually see is that right now, most any coin that you have a monkey throw a dart at is going to perform well 90 days or longer. So just keep that in mind. Certainly don't get sucked in by the media or all the hype or all the pump and dumps that are happening. Look at any of your currency investments just within the top 100. Remain in something that's liquid. When you look at the 24-hour volume, make sure you're involved in a coin that has at least $1 million of trading volume in a 24-hour period. Anything else other than that, less than that, is not liquid enough for you to exit that trade at any point if you wanted just to get out. You might get stuck in some of them that have very low 24-hour trading volumes. So just keep that in mind. The outlook in cryptocurrency is phenomenal right now. Very, very positive. Check out Coin Checkup. Research there as certainly one place that you take a look at, and just enjoy this space. It's a lot of fun right now, and just ignore all the negativity. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been something that's positive with you getting engaged in cryptocurrencies. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to many other videos in the future. Thanks for your time.